aka Geeks.
Hey everybody, welcome to AKA Geeks review of Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising. I'm Sean. Alright guys, so I was able to see the movie Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising, and I really liked the first one. So going into this one, I was looking forward to it. I feel like all the actors in the previous film are continuing their roles in this one. I felt like they're gonna do a good job. I already had good expectations going into it, but at the same time with comedy, sequels in comedy are hard to come by when, you know, good ones are hard to come by. So with this film, I came out to it and I gotta say I had a really good time with this film. This film, it has a good sense of comedic timing, comedic jokes, lines, one-liners, but it also has some heart to it. And you know, a lot of movies try to do that, and this one, Neighbors and Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising, they're able to hit that issue of, you know, having heart to a movie, a raunchy comedy, and be able to actually make it legitimate, make it quality, you know, heartfelt moments. I felt that this movie did a good job with that. There were definite moments where it was realistic. It felt like Rose Byrne and Seth Rogen were definitely having moments as parents where they were coming to conclusions or epiphanies and realizing, like, you know, we're not doing so bad, or oh, we got to do better, or things like that, being overwhelmed, or, you know, just stuff that happens in relationships. And I felt like they did a really good job together. They have a good chemistry. Their sex scenes in the first one and in this one are awesome. They do a great job with them. They're super funny, and kind of like, is that gonna be how it's like when you know, I'm in that point in my life? The relationships as well with their other friends is really interesting and fun as well. Seth Rogen's character Mac Radner has a great relationship with Ike Barinholtz's Jimmy. I love their banter. In the first one, it carries over perfectly to this one, the second film. I really enjoy that. Rose Byrne's character Kelly and her friend Paula, they have a good chemistry as well, and they carry over as well. It's a good continuation, and the reason why I think it felt so smooth is they were able to keep the director Nicholas Stoller on from the first film to the second film, and the writers as well, for the most part, from the first film to the second film. I think that was a good decision to keep them on. Now, like I said at the beginning of this review, it's hard to have a sequel to a comedy and have it be as good, if not better. It's very few and far between when that happens. Best I could hope for with a lot of other movies like 21, 22 Jump Street is to try to meet that bar. Maybe not surpass it, but try to get up there. I know that's kind of like, it's not super like high hopes for things, but you gotta have like a realistic expectation for comedies. It's tough to do the same thing over and over again. In this film, it was very similar to the first Neighbors in this aspect of, you know, a sorority or fraternity versus this couple of Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne. They did a good job of changing the formula slightly enough to make it different, but at the same time, this one didn't have the impact that the first one had. And I think that's totally because the relationship built in the first one between the fraternity, Zac Efron and Seth Rogen, and the relationship between Efron's character and Dave Franco's character, those relationships, they took up a larger time in the first one than this one. In this one, the relationships were already built, and so they made it easier for everything to just pick up from where it left off, which is good and also bad because you didn't have that same impact as the first one did. Overall, though, it was really funny. The jokes were awesome off the hook. Definitely some stuff in there that you're like, oh shoot, it's really fast-witted comedy in some of these lines. I can't tell you what they are, but they're really good. Stuff that you didn't see in the trailer just blew my mind, had me rolling. The people around me were laughing their hearts out. They did bring some kids to the film, which that's questionable. And the kids were quiet, laughing. And there was a few jokes where us adults were just, you know, rolling. Really funny movie. It definitely lived up to expectations for myself. I don't think it's gonna, you know, push the first Neighbors aside and replace it as the better one, but it is good in its own right. It is able to stand apart from that film, but at the same time have some of the similar qualities as the first film. Overall, if you guys have a chance to see this film in theater, go see it in theater. It'll definitely be worth your time and that cost of ticket. Alright guys, so that's it for this review of Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising. Remember to check out AKA Geeks, all of our social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Remember to subscribe to the weekly podcast over on iTunes as well as Google Play. We definitely appreciate all the love and support you guys let us know. Give us all kinds of comments. We definitely appreciate them. For this review, that's it, you guys. Remember to click the like, share, subscribe buttons down below. Leave your comments, questions, suggestions, and what you thought of the film Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising. Let's have a great conversation about this film, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
AKA Geeks.